Hi, I'm Rick Stengel. I'm the editor of Time Magazine, and we are in the Time Art Department, and this is what we call the wall, and it is indeed a wall where we lay out the magazine every week with the pages of the magazine next to the ads. And here is the fantastic Time 100 issue. And the Time 100 issue is something we do annually, and it is about the 100 most influential people in the world. And it's not about the influence of power, it's about the power of influence. It's about how individuals, men and women, through their ideas, through their actions, are changing the world, and mostly for the better. And one of the things that we do every year is we find people that you've never heard of, that you read about, and you find out, wow, this person is doing something fantastic, something that is going to help and change the world for years to come. And that's why they're on the Time 100 list.
I'm Radhika Jones. I'm an assistant managing editor at Time Magazine and editor of this year's Time 100. We started working on it in January, and basically we get together a group of Times editors, and as you would imagine, when you have to get from 0 to 100 in 4 months, we just start brainstorming names. Who had a really big year in politics, in the arts, in technology, in science, in philanthropy. We send out emails to our correspondents in Hong Kong, in Mumbai, Africa, South America, all over the place, basically asking for people who are doing things that are innovative, who are really breaking boundaries in their fields. One of the great things about the Time 100 is that we try to find equally luminary writers who have a relationship with the subject. And what's great about this process is that occasionally you'll find people who really can, not only can explain someone, but can offer some really singular insight. One of the pairings that I really enjoyed this year, we've had Oprah Winfrey on the Time 100 every year since the list has been in existence. This is the 7th year of the Time 100. And we enlisted Phil Donahue to write about her, which we thought was a really cool idea. Donahue's show, his talk show, was on the air for 29 years. Oprah, of course, this year announced that she would be ending her talk show after 25 years. And Donahue, turns out, is a great writer, wrote a great piece, not surprisingly, and talked about how when he started his show, he and his team were coming into a daytime television environment basically filled with soap operas, and he said, we rearranged the furniture of the room. Little did we know that Oprah would come along and remodel the whole house, which I thought was just a really great way to signify the sort of breadth of her achievement. This is Donna Karan, the designer, writing about Zaha Hadid, the architect. She's sort of full speed ahead in the architecture world. She's also a woman of great style and culture, as you can see from this photograph by Marco Grob, which is one of my favorites in the issue. And that's where Donna Karan comes in, of course, writing about Zaha as a force of nature in design.
That's perfect. Go.
So one of my favorite photos in the issue is the photograph of Lady Gaga by Marco Grob. He shot her in England, and I wasn't there, but he told us afterward that she was wearing this fantastic bra that shot sparks.
3, 2, 1, and...
It's a metal bra. I'm sure everyone has one. Putting these luminary writers together is a lot of fun and something we can do at Time, and it can be very satisfying. Of course, the other thing that we do very well at Time, and that is very satisfying, is that we have a terrific staff of contributing writers and correspondents who are experts in the field. So, for example, we had Joe Klein, our political correspondent, write about Admiral Mike Mullen, who's one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Joe has traveled to Afghanistan with Admiral Mullen, and Joe actually wrote a cover story about his trip there, but he saved some little details for me for the Time 100 and wrote a lovely piece on Mike Mullen. So we break the Time 100 down into 4 categories: leaders, artists, thinkers, and heroes. And you get to a section like heroes, and it's very cool because it's kind of all over the map. But we did do one spread this year in the magazine that I'm very happy about in the heroes section. That's all people who pitched in and helped out after the earthquake in Haiti, which obviously was one of the biggest news stories of this year thus far. And it's really astonishing, the work that these people did. One of them is a Haitian American firefighter from Miami who when he heard about the earthquake, he and his colleagues immediately went to Port-au-Prince, and I think ultimately they pulled 11 people out from the rubble. You could say it's small scale, but it's those kinds of acts that encapsulate what we would think of as heroism. That's a name you'll never have heard before, and that's one of the things that's fun about the Time 100, is introducing readers to people who they may not have heard of, but who are doing great things.